Justin from GuitarMadeEZ again. Today I'm going to show you how to play Blackbird by the Beatles or Paul McCartney. So really not that hard of a song. It's finger picking. So this hand's always kind of doing the work. This hand has some very simple, almost chord formations that it makes, but they're not really chords. So they're just kind of little variations. Two finger chords and so on. So anyways, there's two things that the right hand is doing, and it just keeps on going throughout the entire song. And one of them, I'll show you, I can kind of illustrate that to you in just showing you the intro. So with the intro of the song, the whole... So we're going to break that up into two parts, okay? So you have the first part that your hand is going to pick. We'll call this the first part of picking. I'm sorry. That's the first part. The second part is... So the whole song is made up of your right hand either picking like this, or your right hand doing this. When we talk about this first part of picking, for the intro for example, what we're doing is basically picking or plucking two strings, one with one string with your thumb and one string with your pointer finger, and then you're plucking a second single string with your thumb. So it'd basically be like this. So let's pluck the B and the E string, so the E and the B, and then you're gonna pluck the D, or I'm sorry, the G with your thumb. So that's all it is. Now the second part, when you do a chord, you know, a two finger chord, kind of like what he's doing here, you're kind of doing the same thing. But what you're doing is when you pluck two strings at the same time. So in this case, I've got my pointer finger on the 10th fret A string, I've got my ring finger on the 12th fret B string. I'm plucking both those strings, everything else is open, so my fingers aren't touching anything else. I'll slow it down for you so it's slower. Even slower. So I'm plucking both strings at the same time. So both the B and the A string, and then the G string, then the B string, then the 10th fret the A string, so, and then the B string again, okay, so I don't know if you can see that, but I'm kind of pausing after I pluck both those strings from one. Okay, so that's basically all the plucking that you're doing in this song. This song is actually kind of an easy song to learn how to finger pick with. So let's start off. We'll start off with the intro. So what I'm doing here is I'm putting my middle finger on the G string, or I'm sorry, the E string, the G note that's on the 3rd fret. So I'm going to pluck both the B and the G, and then pluck the G string open. So. Next, I'm going to put my pointer finger on the 1st fret B string, and I'm going to pluck both the A and that B string, and then pluck the G string again. So. The next part is going to be the 3rd fret. Your ring finger goes on the 3rd fret B string, and your pointer finger's on the 2nd fret A string. So you see my fingers are kind of plucking, with my right hand it's doing the same thing, I'm just changing up the chords, so. And then you slide all the way up to the 10th fret and the 12th fret. Okay, let's do it again. Okay, that's the first part of the song. Super easy, okay? So we're moving along. The next part that it goes into is the whole. So this part's pretty easy. It's your pointer finger is going to be on the 3rd fret A string. Your ring finger is going to be on the B string 5th fret. So let's do that same first style of finger picking. So and you're plucking that G string open. Then we're sliding up to, and you're using the same fingers. So your ring finger is going to go to the 8th fret. Your pointer finger is going to the 7th fret. And now back down to the 5th fret and the 7th fret. And that's up to the 9th fret and the 10th fret. And now down to the 7th and the 8th fret. And that's when we go into the second style. And then I move this finger right here. So that whole part is. That's the second part. All right, moving along, the third part. Okay, so 5th fret and 7th fret to the 7th fret and the 8th fret, and then down to the 3rd fret and the 5th fret. And this is when you go into the second style of finger picking. Now the second fret and the 3rd fret. Then this part right here is new. This is your middle finger on the 2nd fret B string. And also another new part, back to that same fingering that we did earlier. However, you're going to now pluck both the D string open and your pointer fingers on that 1st fret. So this is the most, I think, different finger picking pattern there is in the whole song, just right here. And then back to the original chord. Okay, so that's basically most of the song right there. The most complicated part about this song isn't the actual physically playing of it. I think it's the actual chord progression and just trying to remember which part is where in the song. So just kind of go over it, play along with the recording, and figure it out. The next part is the interlude. The interlude goes like this. Okay, so we'll go over that whole part right now. So the interlude starts off on the pointer fingers on the A string, 8th fret, ring fingers on the 10th fret. That first style of finger picking. Now to the 7th and 8th. So it's 5th and 6th. Now 3 and 5. Now 1 and 3. It goes. At that point, let's see here. That's when you do the second style of finger picking, and also right here. Then it does it all over again. And now you go into the second style of finger picking, but it's a little bit different. You do that walk down, so you go with 2 and 3, then 2, down the 1st fret, and then it goes right back into playing the verse all the way through again, what we just did. So he goes through that all again, and he goes and plays the interlude again. This is when it changes. So he goes right back into the verse with the intro, and then he does this little thing. He's basically just strumming with his fingers. He's going, you're holding the same chord, but you're only letting ring this string right here, which is the 10th fret A string, and these two strings right here. So this is kind of how I do it. I kind of make a pick with my pointer finger and thumb, and I go. And that's when you hear the birds chirping, okay? So. And he does 6 downstrokes. If you listen to the song, that's how it goes. The birds chirp, and then he slides down. He plucks both the 10th fret and the 12th fret, both where your fingers are on the strings, and slides all the way down. And then he goes into this little fill, is what I call it. It's same chords we've learned. And now the second part of picking. Then he does the whole verse all over again, this whole part though. I'll play a little bit faster. Sorry. This part's played 3 times before the end. So that's basically it. This little fill right here, when he goes, instead, prior in the song, we used to do this. We used to go, but at the very end of the song, he does this. He goes, so right here, he's playing the first part of that finger picking riff with his right hand, and then he goes into the second part. So those are all the parts of the song. You just kind of got to piece them together now. It's a quick song, it's only 2 minutes, but the biggest thing is just practice the song over and over again, because it's super confusing to figure out where he is, because the verse is just kind of different from any other song out there. So yeah, keep on practicing, and let me know if you have any questions. Check out my website, GuitarMadeEZ.com, and hope you enjoyed the lesson. See you in the next one. See ya.